Do it live.
All right, so hey, we got Cotton Gin Smokers here. Matt, how's it going, brother?
Good. How are y'all?
Yeah.
Is that how you're going to announce this? All right.
Did they come in too hot?
Quick. I don't know how
Very hot. I'm just like,
retake this.
On the spot.
Go. Rapid
Just
fire. Okay, look. Get a little subtleness.
This is super awesome. Like, we're at the Kansas City Motor Speedway, the American Royal Cook-Off, and I keep butchering that. I keep saying American Royale.
It's American Royal.
American Royal.
Everybody keeps saying American Royal.
Where are you from?
Royale.
We're going to tell you you're from somewhere else.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Matt, how's the week been?
Good. It's been it's an experience.
Yeah.
And if you haven't been, you need to come for sure.
Oh my God.
This is your first time out here?
Second.
Okay.
Yeah. So 2019 was the first.
Have you been to Houston yet?
I have not. I mean, I've been to Houston, but not to
cook-off.
No.
All right. So this is kind of like Houston. It's just a different feel in Houston. You know what I mean? This is definitely. This reminds me of just an enormous cook-off. Houston is like this production. You know what I mean?
Houston is like an enormous party cook-off for like 3 days straight.
Yeah. So you're saying I need to come?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's definitely fun.
Until you experience it, you've never seen anything like it.
You could say the same thing about this place.
Right. No. And it's a different feel here.
Right.
This is a way different feel than what. And this is like some of the best. So is Houston, but this is some of the best cooking and the best, I would say, format for a cook-off that you're going to get. So if you're a cooker, if you're into competition cooking, all the competitions you're going to, this is the creme de la creme. This is where you go and you win this thing. Your name is on a map at that point, right? You win Houston, it's the same feeling, right? But Houston has this production value they put into it, right? There's this. As soon as the barbecue's over with, it opens. That's what opens the entire lineup for all the shows, right? All the shows, all the stars come in. So that's what opens. So it kicks the whole thing off. But while this whole thing's going on, I mean, you have probably the same amount of teams or so, or whatever else. But the corporate sponsorships for this thing is like, you got all the oil and gas companies down there just pumping so much money into it, right? But that's a show, right? That's what that is. This is where you come to show who you are, like as a cook, right?
Right.
And obviously your barbecue pits, right? These barbecue pits can be all around this cook-off right here, right? That's what you're trying to push right now, right?
That's right.
Yeah. So
let's talk a little bit about the Cotton Gin Smokers.
Cotton Gin Smokers, man.
What are you guys working on right now?
Working on a 1,000-gallon offset, fully insulated firebox. So going to a restaurant in Grand Rapids, Michigan.
There it is.
That is awesome. Yeah, last time we had John, you were just kind of creeping into doing some offsets, some 500 gallons, and
that's right.
You guys have been pumping them out now, right?
That's right. Yeah, we've done probably 6 offsets since the last episode. 500 gallons. We've done a 750. We're doing another 1,000 after this one, and another 3 500s. So yeah, as quick as we can get the tanks, we're cranking them out.
That's what I'm saying.
So you guys are cranking out a lot of the drum smokers as well?
Oh yeah, and we just a lot of the guys are raising their prices on stuff, and understandably so. We didn't want to do that, so we've stayed our prices the same.
Yep.
And instead we went and bought a $40,000 piece of equipment so we could make our production quicker, so our lead times will get shorter.
Right.
So
maybe lower the cost a little bit.
Yeah, we'll get there.
I can say the
Kel, get over here, Kel.
We had you on the podcast before.
Kel, get over here.
And we talked about the drums that you were doing and the product and the quality that you were putting out there. But it's one thing talking about it. It's the other thing just getting your hands on it and looking at it. So yesterday we got a chance to go take a look at some of the drums that you guys put together. Top quality products. That we saw the one that you guys did for MBBQA with Kel.
Yeah.
He seasoned it, I think, yesterday or today. Fired it up. We also saw the one that you did for Mike with
Blazing Star
Barbecue.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that was a special one for Kel and his buddies Mike and Dan, Messy Mike and Big Dan.
Yeah.
Got that for him.
What do you think about it, Kel?
In on it.
Oh, dude, man. That's not very often I'm speechless
You know, I got a big mouth from South Georgia, but yeah, that one caught me by surprise. And Janet videoed it, so I didn't really realize how stupid I looked until we actually went back and watched the video. And I mean, you guys pulled the cover off, and were, you know, and I looked and I saw red and black. And I said, "Man, we need to put a Georgia G on that thing. That's gonna be, I'd be awesome."
Yep.
Yeah.
And then we kept talking, and finally I looked and I said, and somebody actually bent down and pointed to MBBQA, and I knew then, because I'd seen 100 of your reveals, you know, and I know how it goes, and I was like, oh my gosh, I think that
How
was my
cool is
exact
that?
words.
Man, it's so
yeah.
freaking cool.
Well, I've already put Miss Janet, she knew. I mean, Cotton Gin Smokers was on the radar for like Christmas or something like that, but I didn't know. She'd been knowing about this for a while, apparently. So
That's what happens.
anyway,
Yeah.
my partner in crime
Yeah.
threw me under the bus.
If you guys ever want to go in on one for me and have him do a reveal,
No,
for me,
we
that would
don't,
be
John. We don't like you that much,
great.
John.
That'd be
It's not going
really-
to happen.
We'll
You're
talk
not-
later, guys.
Yeah, just think about it.
No, John doesn't need anything.
I got $3 to put
His
it
head's
on.
way too big. He barely gets a hat on his head.
We'll do layaway plans.
So, and that's something I want to touch on a little bit. I mean, obviously, Cotton Gin Smoker is a brand that y'all have developed, right? And y'all started with a drum, right? And y'all didn't start with just I mean, anybody can, not anybody, right? But a lot of people are doing drums, but y'all took a drum to a whole new level, right? Like the doors that y'all added to this thing, the airflow that's going through this. You can dial this thing. You don't need a barbecue guru. You don't need all these different things. You can dial these smokers in with the Cotton Gins because and maintain the exact temperature you want because these things can be dialed in like nothing, right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. And then obviously the offset smoker, it's a family business, right? Your brother is involved, and he's doing a little bit of the woodworking. You've got cutting boards out. Yeah, you want to talk about that a little bit?
Shout out to Tim.
Yeah, so my brother Tim's over here watching us, and
He's trying to do the walk-off challenge thing with you guys. I was.
so he's started a woodworking business called Messer Woodworks. You can check him out on Amazon. What's the social media? Instagram.
Facebook, TikTok, all the social
One of
medias.
those. He hadn't started dancing on TikTok yet, but
He will.
maybe he should.
Trust me.
So
Hey, so things start flying off the shelf. Somebody goes, "I need you to see you dance." He's like, "They're just."
yep, there we go. But yeah, he made some beautiful cutting boards for me, and we're gonna have some on our website that are Cotton Gin editions. But
Heck yeah.
he can custom make whatever you want. You know, if you want to grab him in the Brisket one, he can do it. And
Messer Woodworks.
Messer Woodworks, y'all.
Out of where?
St. Louis.
St. Louis. All right, there it is.
Yeah. We're out of Niles, Michigan. So.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny, Matt. Oh, Matt's not here. Never mind. He's from Michigan.
Yeah, we won't bring that up.
Yeah, it's fine.
We'll talk about that a little later.
Not a Michigan fan.
Right. Well, Matt is.
Matt is now.
So,
Also, I hear a lot with these drum smokers, and this is like totally like a little bit on the subject but off, of people burning their drums up like crazy, like leaving the lid open. Have you had a fail like that? Not fail, but have you experienced that?
So sure. So here's the thing. You got to think about it as that's a giant charcoal chimney.
oh yeah.
So we've all used a charcoal chimney. It gets hot quick. That's the purpose of it. It's supposed to get all that air in and get the charcoal hot so you can grill. Well, if you walk off and leave that lid open, it's the same thing. You're going to have a rocket coming out of the top of your smoker. And I know professionals who have done it. Y'all know one that I'm thinking of right now. And he's down in Texas, and he's top-notch cook.
Name. Or you talking about Aaron? From
No, I won't talk about Arnie or anything.
Okay.
Yeah. I think he talked about
I believe there's somebody standing
that's
here
the
that
thing,
did
though.
the
So
same thing. James.
Those ugly drum
That's it.
smokers, like there was a name for those back in the day. But right now, I think I was talking to Kel about this. It was that I see you look at these teams and they have 3 or 4 drums out there or whatever else. However, they've all got one that's been burned out.
Oh,
If you
yeah.
look closely,
Oh, yeah.
they've all got one burned up, and
Absolutely.
it's so easy to do, right? It's a difference between 10 minutes left open versus 6 minutes left open.
So-
be that quick,
So Arnie and I, we don't know each other, but we know of each other because we're in the same group that we're both active in. And he got on there and posted pictures of his, and he had just a beautiful paint job done on it, and it was gorgeous. And he was doing filming at his house and went in to do some pictures while he lit the charcoal and was letting it get hot. Goes in, they said we need to change the lighting, so they shut the shades. He forgets about it, and they're doing their thing, and next thing you know, he's like, "Oh crap!"
That's all it takes.
Runs outside, and here's his paint job just floating in the air.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had the same experience. We built our own drum. Like,
We did.
literally, like,
We did. Yeah, I went and bought them.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we put it together, and I was like, let's
$55
do a
drum.
brisket.
We're in
So
competition now.
No.
No.
Grab them in the drum brisket,
Grab
drum smokers.
We did the one like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
I built it. I started cooking on it. I had a brisket. Yeah.
Ugh.
I had a brisket, so I threw it down. I'm like, okay, great. Everything's good. Everything's rocking and rolling. I think I got to the point, it's wrap time. And I'm like, I have a probe just stuck in the brisket, and we already hit like 170-ish. I was like, everything looked good. It's like, I go inside. I opened it up, looked at it. I was like, holy shit, that looks good. And I opened the lid, and I was like, okay, I got to go in and grab something to get this brisket. I think it was a pan to transition so I can wrap and do whatever. And then I got halfway in my living room, and I was like, I got to go pee. And I just turned around and I walked into the bathroom, and I go to the bathroom, and I have the ThermalWorks like lanyard around my neck, and all of a sudden it just starts beeping. I'm like, oh, that's weird. What is it? I mean, and then it registers like a RRR code, like an error card. I'm
right.
like, what is that? That's weird. I've never seen that before. And I was like, I go into I was going for tinfoil. I go into the kitchen, I get tinfoil, I come outside, I open the garage door, and I look, and it's like
Just rocket.
rocket fuel, just like cannon, just like I was like, oh my God. And so I ran over there as quickly as possible. I had the barbecue gloves. I got the brisket. I put it fat side down. That fat cap burnt up.
It was it was hard like plastic, right?
Crisp.
Good.
The cord for the ThermalWorks melted, gone.
Torched.
I was like, wow, all right, cool.
Are you taking notes, Kel?
Oh, man, I'll tell you what.
Of what
Don't
not
leave
to
that lid open.
The first brisket I ever tried to cook, my dog wouldn't eat it. It was that bad. I mean, it really. So, you tell me about one torched. Man, I didn't torch it. I just screwed it up that bad. The dog wouldn't even eat it. So it took me a while.
Yeah.
Hey, can we change the topic just a little bit?
Yeah, sure.
So he brought up his worst brisket. Can we talk about our worst briskets?
Let's do it.
Like I'd like to hear y'all's worst brisket.
Burnt
We got yours.
brisket.
I got twofold. One, it was the worst. Well, it was the worst brisket. I didn't even cook it. So I tried to do this whole. We were doing 2 briskets. The pit was out in the front drive. I was like, okay, all seasoned down. I was like, I grabbed my I grabbed the fat cap, the point on one, and the point on the other, and I picked it up, and I was like, boom. I already had the door open. I'm walking like 30 feet to go put these briskets on, and I was like, I was just gonna slap it on. I got halfway there, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm losing my grip.
Mind you,
I have a giant oak tree.
all of the acorns have already fallen and been ran over, right? So think about doing an
Literally.
acorn crust.
Oh, that bark had to have been fantastic.
I dropped it.
Amazing.
I pulled it up. I was
Amazing.
like, shit. I had to bring it back to the sink and wash this brisket
It is
off.
so difficult to get acorn crumbs out of a
bit.
soft
I don't even think we got it.
brisket.
It looked like just pepper flakes
It's-
everywhere.
Yeah, I was like, we still cooked it, by the way. It's going to get eaten.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Once you cook it for 12 hours, it don't even matter at that point.
So in Georgia, we call that the 3-second rule. Sometimes it becomes a 5-minute rule if it's $high brisket.
Right.
It's a Wagyu brisket.
I love that.
What are you doing those other 5 minutes though?
Right. Well, you don't want to know that. That's a different story. Hey, that's a different podcast, actually. Yeah. We can't talk about that.
Sorry, no
that's
kids
funny.
allowed.
What about you, Matt? What about?
So I won't mention the brand name, but my very first smoker I bought on Black Friday special at Bass Pro Shop, and I think I paid $150 for it. It's one you plug into the wall, and it's a rectangle box-looking smoker, got a glass door on it, and
I master built. Perfect. Keep going. I love this story.
I had moved to Michigan, and all my family, my brother probably remembers this. We all come up there from Texas and then Tennessee, and come to our new house to do Thanksgiving. And Mom says, "I want you to cook a brisket on your smoker." I'm like, "Okay, let's do this." I've never cooked a brisket in my life. and I didn't read anything. I didn't Google anything. I didn't look anything up. I just stuck this, shoved it in there, crammed it in, and then kept the door shut. And it snowed, and the wind was blowing, and it was freezing cold, and I couldn't keep the temperatures up. And I was like, 8 hours on the smoker should be plenty of time. Should be good.
Of course.
And
more time than that.
8 hours goes by. Everyone, you can just
It's
hear
only
the-
16 pounds.
Yeah, right.
Who needs more than 8 hours?
I mean, everyone's stomachs, you could hear them grumbling across the
Standing
room.
around like forks and knives, just like waiting.
Yes. And either to kill me if it didn't hurry up or to eat raw meat. But yeah, we wound up putting it in the oven and finishing it off, and it was tough and it was chewy, and my mom thought it was the best brisket she'd ever eaten.
Yeah.
She is the only one who thought that,
Right.
though.
God bless moms.
Does it matter
Mom-
what
God
mom says
bless
it's
mamas.
good? It don't matter.
Moms do that.
To this day, I like, Mom. And she goes, it was so good. I said, no, you can stop with that act.
Yeah. Mom's always going to be the
That's
biggest
right.
hype man.
My baby made
That's
the
right.
best brisket.
Oh, yeah.
She was so proud of me.
That's funny.
She's got the picture
That
hanging
is
on
so
the wall.
funny.
Oh man, that is so mom though, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Kel, what you got? What's the worst brisket you've ever made in your life?
First one, man. So I'd always been around the barbecue world, and I always tried to, be in the know. But I was always cooking on like high dollar crap. Even late '80s, early '90s. I mean, we had Oklahoma Joe's, stick burners, and real good stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So when I really got out on my own, my dad gave me a gift certificate to local building supply place and bought me a put together type deal. It was an offset, but you bolted it together.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now you look back 30 years ago and you think, you idiot, you could see light through it, so it's not it's not going to hold heat real good, right?
Right.
So what do I first try? Brisket.
Why not?
That was
Why
the
would you
new.
not try to tackle that thing?
Yeah,
Sure.
well, that was the
Yeah.
new thing. In Georgia, we're all pork. Pork butts are easy for us. And really, I cooked pork butts on that thing a bunch afterwards, and it did fine at 400 degrees or whatever. But a brisket, I honestly, man, I mean, I really tried to trim it up and do it nice and neat, and it come out so bad my dog would not even eat it. It was that hard, really. I mean, because I wasn't going to waste it. I said, well, you know what, I'd give it to Spot,
He said, I don't want that.
Chop
Spot,
it
sit
up,
out
put
there.
barbecue sauce on it,
Daddy,
make
I'm full.
sandwiches.
No,
Yeah.
it was beyond that.
Yeah.
It was that bad. So that was it.
Yeah.
I mean, just couldn't do it. I had not a clue because I cooked it just like I tried a pork butt. And back then we didn't wrap. We didn't, we just threw the pork butt on, and
Yeah.
when it got twist the bone, it was done.
Yep. Right. No matter how long it took, right? You're like, hey, it's not there yet.
Oh yeah, so
You know?
it was probably 14, 15 hours.
Problem is, there's no bone inside of a brisket, right? Take it when it's right. You're having to feel it and
That's
whatever.
it. Yeah, well, I
Yeah.
knew, about 205, 207 degrees. I knew that was the temperature to get to. But when I got there, and in all fairness to me,
There it is.
it was a sorry piece of meat. I mean, it was
Yeah.
choice, but that was back all we could find. I mean, it
Back
was
in the
probably
day-
$6 a pound too in Georgia. We didn't have brisket back then, but.
Yeah.
Could we
So-
just all remove our hats and just have a moment of silence for these fallen briskets? It's just,
Dude,
Yes, I'm sorry. All right.
Cow died for that.
that's right.
Yeah.
I'm just glad the dog didn't die from it.
It's amazing to think about that. If you think about how brisket's gotten popular, how barbecue's gotten popular, how much brisket's being cooked every single day. If you think about this, a cow's only got 2 briskets, right? Left and a right. And you think about Aaron Franklin is doing 140 briskets a day. Think about that for a second.
Cows are going to go extinct.
Yeah, that's 70
Thank
cows.
you, Aaron.
70
That's
cows.
70 cows right there. And you know what I mean? And there's definitely demand, and I get it, But at the end of the day, it's like this. It's a hard piece of meat to cook, and that's why in Texas, I think brisket is king in Texas. I think if you kind of think of Texas and brisket, and whatever else. And I know when we were at the MBBQA earlier this year, which by the way, if you're not a part of the MBBQA, you need to get a part of the MBBQA. You need to join up for the barbecue newsletter. And these things that if you're serious about barbecue, you're trying
News magazine.
magazine. I'm sorry, but if you're trying to get to the next level, this is how you get to the next level. We're giving you the secrets. This is what you got to do. Get to the next level. But when we were there, we were talking, and somebody who went to one of the local stores around there, and they said, "Look, is this right? In Texas, y'all went to an HEB, right? And they said, y'all got briskets like it. I think we had a $2 something a pound,
And it was prime.
Prime, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is not, like, you can't get this somewhere else, right? And people I'm from Texas. I don't even think about that. I'm like, oh, really? Is it hard to get it over there? Like, do you not have an HEB? Or I don't understand what's.
No, we don't have HEB in Michigan.
You got to get HEB.
Yeah.
I know. I miss it.
That's a new job opportunity right there.
It is.
Get a trailer and just start driving around.
We already
the
know
country.
Patrick Mahomes brought Whataburger to Kansas. We got to get HEB in Michigan.
Let's do it. And
Let's do it.
Whataburger.
And Whataburger. Right. I can do
Both of
that.
And
I can do that.
Yes.
while you at it, bring
I
it
got
to
connections.
Georgia, man. I mean, we'd love to have it on down there too.
Oh,
So-
now Georgia's Michigan was enough. I know we can get Georgia, right? Come on, that's a lot.
Just because they pump sunlight to us, man.
Right,
I mean,
right.
It's not the end of the world. It's just kind of close.
Right.
So,
I love it.
You got football. You can't have it all. Okay. So
right,
that's
right.
it.
oh boy,
Yeah.
we're not done playing yet. So don't. We try not to put too many eggs in that basket.
Right.
Sometimes they get rotten quick. So.
If they want to get a cotton gin smoker, where do they go?
CottonGinSmokers.com.
I love it.
Instagram,
Instagram,
Facebook,
same thing. All the
TikTok.
same.
Yep.
Okay.
They
And-
also make some awesome fire pits too.
Fire
It's
pits.
getting
Fire
cooler.
pits.
Super cool.
Yeah, Kelly got one of our fire pits.
Fire pits, and you have a talk about that for a second. So you've got a fully collapsible fire pit that can range in different sizes.
Yep, got two
Also,
sizes.
you've got a top up on it, or you could top it with a grate.
Yep.
You can cook. You can do anything. It's almost like a rocket stove.
Yeah.
Essentially, right? That is way more badass than that, and it's fully collapsible as well,
Yeah.
right?
Comes apart. There's you can actually put some locks on there and it'll stay together.
Yep.
So you don't have to weld it together, or you can leave it where it's just loose and throw it in the back of your truck, go camping, bring it home, set up in the backyard again. Puts off the little guy puts off some incredible heat.
Oh, yeah.
But both the little one and the big one have a stainless steel grate that comes on top. And they're pretty fantastic little fire pits. We're going to come out with more fire pits, a whole line of fire pits.
Do you have a price point right now that
Yep.
people want to look at this and go, hey, you know what?
The
whatever.
little guys on the website is $3.99.
There it is.
And then the big one's going to be $6.99.
So that sounds much. Tells them how much they weigh.
They're heavy.
Yeah.
That's
so,
why.
So these are like so if you had to think, how long is this going to last for?
Ever?
A long
Endless.
time.
A long time, right?
A long time.
Yeah,
Longer
I mean,
than we are.
You're not
treat
going
it
to
like
this thing.
you're gonna treat it like a cast iron skillet because it comes with raw metal.
Yep.
So just season it with vegetable oil and just burn the heck out of it and watch it. It'll be that nice, real, shiny metal, and
Patina.
then and it'll start just in front of your eyes. It'll start to turn colors as it burns. And it's cool to watch.
Nice.
Kept us warm last
And
night.
then obviously,
Yeah.
Kel, you don't need an introduction or anything else. But if somebody wants to go to the MBBQA, and which, by the way, you need to be signing up for that. But if you're going to go there, they reach out to MBBQA to sign up to become a member there.
Yeah. MBBQA.org.
There it is.
Barbecue News Magazine is barbecuenews.com. It's spelled out BARBECUENEWS.
Nice.
Yeah.
.com.
32 years in the making
Yeah.
of that magazine.
Kel's got that org on you.
Yeah, man,
That
that
dot
org
org.
is hard. I'm
There it
telling
is.
you, and I
Yeah.
have screwed that up more than once. So we didn't have to play this back and fix it. So I did
Yeah.
you guys a favor today.
Love it. Love it. Guys,
Thank you, Matt.
yeah,
Cotton
Matt,
Gin
we
Smokers.
appreciate it.
Kel.
You have a phenomenal product.
MBBQA.
Appreciate that.
Yeah,
Appreciate
I mean,
that.
it stands out when you see it. You can see the craftsmanship. Go look at it on the website for yourself. Order 2, order 3, order me 1, ship it to my house. However you got to do it. Let's get some cotton gin sold.
It's beyond the real deal. I'll tell you that.
That's
no
right.
doubt.
Thanks, Gil. Hey, and y'all's show is fantastic. One of the best podcasts out there. So
Appreciate that,
Love
man.
it. Appreciate it.
it's a lot of fun being with you guys in person now. So yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oh my
Did we just
God.
become best
Their-
friends?
Their
Did
heads
we
are
just
blowing
become
up.
best friends?
We're friends, man.
Brothers.
Thank you.
It's a wonderful
my beer.
day in the neighborhood. A wonderful day in the neighborhood. Would you be mine?
There it is.
Would you
We're going to
be
shoot some
mine?
TikToks.
Don't take your
I
shoes
can't-
off,
I love
Kel.
the idea. I love the idea. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't want the shoes off.
or
Hey,
the shirt.
And big shout out to Messer Woodworking. Go check them out. They have phenomenal products, and they can custom make whatever you want.
It's messerwoodworks.com.
Yep.
You got it up yet?
Messer
at-
_Woodworks. We
Yep.
got
All
it.
right. Yeah, we'll put a link in the description.
We'll
do.
definitely link it.
Yes, sir.
Cool.
Hey, appreciate it, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Awesome, dude. Thanks.
Awesome.